Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, Wojciech Beran's School of Cycling. Training blog. How to avoid getting muscle cramps. Muscle cramps are often thought to be connected with a lack of liquids. However, the real cause of the painful contractions in a muscle, which often disturbs your movement, can have various causes. In today's episode of Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, we're going to tell you all the possible things you can do to avoid getting cramps. The main thing is to give your body the right and correspondent load, as there aren't many athletes who have a low ration of ions, and all the required substances the body needs to perform well. It is said that magnesium is the universal cure for cramps. It's not only recommended by friends in various adverts, but also by many doctors. Magnesium does not do any harm to your body, but on the other hand, it doesn't help either. Cramps always come as a result of a series of mistakes, which graduate in the form of painful contractions in the incriminated part of the body. Cramps can be caused by high performance load or muscle exhaustion. They can come as a consequence of cold, illness, and stress. The most common cause of cramps is a disproportionate training load and fatigue. This kind of cramps is mostly experienced by amateurs who are not well prepared for regular exercise. They are overmotivated to keep the pace with other trained athletes, and they consequently use up all their reserves of minerals. They use up all their energy mechanisms, which transfer the minerals into muscles. Then the muscles fight back in the form of cramps in order to avoid total exhaustion. For inexperienced sportsmen, cramps can also mean a high loss of liquids in the body, which leads to a loss of ions. Other causes include getting cold, too tight clothes, or a new incorrect movement pattern which repeatedly overstrains the weak and weary muscle groups. This often happens to cyclists who have just changed their bike setup. Every muscle is able to work effectively only to a certain extent. If the muscle strength gets reduced towards both the maximal muscle extension and compression, then the cramps are more likely to come. The optimal fixed position is very individual. What fits one person doesn't need to be suitable for someone else. Cramps are more common for sprinters and endurance riders. In case the cramps start coming more frequently during activities such as running, cycling, or swimming, their cause can be more serious than just cold or too tight clothes. Cramps can be a result of illnesses or immobile muscle groups. The best thing you can do is visit a physiotherapist who examines your body and finds the real problem. The complex metabolic mechanisms, together with the working muscles, can also play a significant role when having problems with cramps. For example, any imbalance in essential blood minerals such as magnesium, sodium, potassium, and calcium can also cause cramps. Another thing to mention when addressing the topic of cramps is the sufficient amount of oxygen in muscles and their acidity when the athlete is well trained. Heat and cold can also be the cause of cramps, as they have some serious effect on physical performance. How to prevent cramps? It is important to train regularly and systematically with the relevant intensity and training load. Do not neglect the drinking regimen. Stretch your muscles regularly. Compensate for the imbalances caused by a monotonous training routine, and loosen up the tension in your most strained body parts. Your muscle parts should be loaded evenly, and your bike should be set up by a specialist who always takes all the individual dispositions into account. Keep the right body thermoregulation and watch out for feeling cold or getting overheated. Make sure you have a sufficient supply of minerals and trace elements. Wear suitable clothes and pay attention to your health in general. In our next episode of Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, we will tell you how to connect all the information from the previous episodes together and how to train your body well throughout the whole year. You have been guided through this episode by our professional trainer, Wojciech Beran, MA. Would you like to make the most of your cycling? Do not hesitate and join our team in Mallorca. Mallorca Cycling Center, the international bicycle rental of BMC and Colnago bikes. International training cycling camps for all age and performance groups. Experienced and certified trainers, guides, mechanics, physiotherapists, and masseurs. Do you want to train in Mallorca? Then come with MallorcaCyclingCenter.com. Join us and make the most of your cycling in Mallorca. Bookings on MallorcaCyclingCenter.com.